Welcome to Holly Hobbies. Today we will be making a St. Patrick's Day macrame gnome ornament. These ornaments are really easy to make and a whole lot of fun, and they always seem to bring a smile to everyone's faces. You can make them for any season of the year just by changing the hat accent and the color. So let's get started and have some fun with these DIY macrame gnome ornaments. For this first step, we will be taking our macrame cord. I have them cut in 11.5 strips, 6 of them, and our wood ring. And we'll also need our comb or brush. So we are going to start by taking each strand and dividing it equally in half. And we're going to take the closed end. We're going to go under the wood ring. We will be taking the 2 ends and bringing them through the hoop and pulling them tight this way. And we will be adjusting them as we go on. So same thing, and we're going to go ahead and put all of these onto the ring. So we're going to start by doing that. Want to get it as evenly as possible. If it's not exact, that's fine, because we will be trimming the beard later. This is the beard of the gnome, and we're getting all our strips on here. We have 6 of them at 11.5 inches. I'm going to turn that over and you'll see the knots forming, and I'm going to give each strand a nice little tug and make sure those are all on there good, and pull them all together. And as you can see, we have all of our strands, our 4mm macrame cord on the wood ring, and now we will take 2 strands at a time and we will go ahead and begin combing out our beard. I like to start from the end and work my way up to the top. And you just do it however you like. You just want to get this whole thing combed out. This is actually my favorite part of making this ornament. I just love combing them out. I use the macrame comb. It's just a sturdy wire comb. You can also use a brush. You can even go to the 99-cent store and grab a wire cat or dog brush and use that as well. Whatever you would like to use. So I'm making my way through all of these. I have 6 of them on my macrame ring. And we are combing our way through this beard, 2 at a time. We're almost at the end. And this one's getting a little stubborn at the end there. Just give it a little help. There we go. All right, we're on the last 2 strands here. We almost have our beard fully combed out. Made it through all the strands. Now we can put it all together. Give it one nice comb. Okay, there you have the beard. I'm going to go get some fabric stiffener and I'll be right back to show you the next step. Together, give it one. Okay, I'm back with my fabric stiffener. You can also use hairspray. I forgot to put this on the list in the very beginning. It is optional. So I have my fabric stiffener here and my old matte. So we're gonna give this a good spray on each side, and that'll give it time to dry while we make the hat. All right, so we'll let that dry, and we're gonna get started with the hat now. This next step, we're gonna be taking our cardboard tube and some scissors, and we will cut a little bit larger than we want the hat to be, because we're gonna trim it down, the rough edges down. Depending on what ornament I'm using for the hat is how big that I'll make the brim, but I usually like to do it about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just gonna trim down the rough edges and get it the size that I like. And then we're going to get started with putting the yarn onto the hat. Okay. So I think I have it all even how I would like it. So we're gonna get started with the yarn. For this next step, we will be cutting some yarn into about 15-inch strips, and we will be placing them on that cardboard tube. I picked this pretty green yarn we're going to use for our St. Patrick's Day gnome. It has a little sparkle to it, and I think it's going to be, and I'm just going to keep going around. They're about 12 inches. They might be a little bit shorter than I normally do, but we'll make them work. So there's our strands, and we were gonna go ahead and start placing them on this cardboard tube. So I like to take about 2 at a time. Oh yeah, see, those will work just fine. So we're gonna take 2 at a time. And the same concept as putting them on the wood tube or the wood ring, we're going to divide in half. We're gonna go under with the loop in here, bring the open ends through, and just pull it straight. So you can see how it's starting to form on our cardboard, and we're going to keep going all the way around. And with the thinner yarn, I'll do 2 strips at a time. Sometimes I'll use just a nice fluffy chunkier yarn, and we'll do with like a winter hat, something like that. I use a chunkier thick yarn, and I'll use 1 strand at a time. Whatever you feel you want to do, it's your gnome, your hat. You can do them for all the different seasons. I just did a whole bunch of Valentine gnomes, and now I'm going to start working on some St. Patrick's Day designs. And I did a bunch for Christmas, and I made some for friends and family, and I gave them little gnome families, and with different color hats, and you can hang them on your Christmas tree for Christmas ornaments. So they're just super cute. You could do whatever you want with them. Put them on your car, on your mirror. Hang them around the house, in your room, on your little work board. Give them to friends and family. They're just really fun to make for all the different seasons. So we're making our way around. As you can see, I'm almost at the end, and I have my hot glue warming up. I also have my beard drying over there from the fabric stiffener while I'm doing this part. And I really like this yarn. It has a really pretty sparkle to it, and it's just gonna look really cool with the little clover on the hat. And these don't have to, I mean, you want to try to get them as even as you can. You don't have to be perfect because we will be trimming the tops into the pom-pom. So as you can see, I'm getting really close here to the end. Keep going on a few more. I'll probably do a couple more. You don't want any of the cardboard to show through the hat. So I'll probably add 2 more sets here, 2 or 3. We'll see how it goes. There's that. And maybe 1 more after this. All right. Well, maybe I'll add 1 more. I see a little cardboard peeking through right there. So we'll do another set, and that ought to fill it up. Okay. Ooh, that's pretty. So we made it around the tube, and you can either tie it at the top here if you want and stuff it, and that could be your hat like that. But what I like to do is bring it back through the tube here. So I just kind of gather it, twist it, and I just push it through. And then I just think it looks neat with the hat like that, and then you could put your little ornament on it. So this next step, we're going to be placing the silicone. Rubber band at the top of the hat. We're going to gather the hat and go around 3 times with the silicone rubber band. And we're going to leave about a 1/2 inch or so at the top, and that will give us the base to make our pom-pom. Okay. So we're going to just go ahead and make sure everything's nice and tug and pull through the top there. If there is any little ends that might be hanging out here, you can just go ahead and clip those. And now we're going to go ahead and cut the pom-pom. And I like to make these a little bit on the shorter side with the thinner yarn like this. So we're just going to go around the hat and make our pom-pom. I love making pom-poms. This reminds me when I was, this little piece is bugging. I'm just gonna cut that little piece right there. Reminds me of a little girl having pom-poms on my roller skates at the roller skating rink. Okay, so we almost have our pom-pom, and we give it a little fluff there, and you can see our hat is taking place, taking form right there. So we have our hat that we will be attaching to our beard. For this next step, we'll be taking our thin cotton cord cut into 15-inch strip and our plastic embroidery needle. And we'll be making the top of the ornament. So we're going to go through the top and back down. And it's a lot easier to do it at this point before you attach the beard. But if you forget and you attach the beard, it can still be done as well. So we're going to make 2 knots for good reinforcement there and pull it back up. So that's going to give us our nice little hanger for our ornament. And this little guy, I'm gonna clip that. All right, so you can see we have our hat and our hook on top of the hat. So for this next step, we're going to be attaching the beard to the hat, and we will be attaching the wood bead as well for the nose. So we have our beard. I have it, the fabric stiffener has been on there and it's drying. So I'm gonna make sure everything's pushed in here, and these are tight. So I'll be placing some hot glue, a little drop here and here, and we'll be placing a strip in the hat and place the hat on to the beard. So I'm gonna start that. Do a drop. And I'm not supposed to be doing this on my new mat, but look at me. Here I am. I need to go switch this mat into my hot glue one, because that's why I had to get a new one, because I had hot glue all over my other one. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my cutting board. So just in case, I'm going to take my wood 1-inch bead with no holes. I just discovered these at Hobby Lobby with no holes. And the whole time I didn't even know they had them with no holes. So it was a game changer. So I picked the part of the bead that I like. I see how it kind of goes in this nice spiral, which will be the nose. So I'm going to hold it there. I'm going to put 2 dabs of hot glue on each side here, one at the top and one at the bottom, just little tiny dabs, because you don't want it to push through too much and show. So I'm going to place the bead at the bottom here and kind of open up the hat and get that hot glue in there and place it just so you don't see it coming out the top here or coming out the bottom. So I like the way that looks. So now I'm just going to hold it all together like this and let it dry real good. I don't want any cardboard or the wood ring be showing through here. So I just push it real good. And as you can see, he's starting to take place here, take form. We have our cord at the top that we can hang it. And we're going to be trimming the beard here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and give it another comb while that fabric stiffener's drying real good. And we'll be trimming this beard in just a minute. All right. So there we have that. So now we will be putting our accent onto the hat. I'm gonna pick which one that we like. Got so many, another pack too. So many cute little clovers, and which one do I want to use? I don't know, I might have to use the other ones. So now we have our gnome coming together. We have the beard glued to the hat, and we're going to put a little accent onto the hat. I picked this little clover here, and I'll just glue it to the front. All right, so there we have our macrame gnome for St. Patrick's Day. It's super cute. I love the glitter and the green. So now we are going to trim, or I'm going to trim. We're all doing it together. And I'm going to go ahead and do the final beard trim. I love how it just kind of angles like that, the cord. And there we go. And good comb. cut it as short as you like. You can make it a little jagged. Whatever you want to do with your beard, you go for it. Thinking I'm pretty close to the way I like it. And there you have it. A gnome macrame ornament for St. Patrick's Day. Super cute, super fun. You can give them to make them and give them to your friends, hang them in your car. A gnome macrame ornament for St. Patrick's Day. Super cute, super fun. You can give them to make them and give them to your friends, hang them in your car, whatever you would like to do. That's how you do it. So come join me on my YouTube and follow along, and you can learn how to do this step by step.